After sitting here for many days and seeing many complaints about the dev server stuff and also the next update, all I can say is I agree. Stuff like the Roma's cement layer not acting as armor, the new SAM systems not being able to live towards their real-life characteristics, NATO vehicles being nerfed into the ground, whether it's Stingers not working properly, whether it's other missiles not working properly, it is completely ridiculous. And then the cherry on top is the fact that they are doing these Russian packs under the guise of being neutral. All I can say is it is ridiculous that we are at this point when it comes to War Thunder. It is insane and also insanity that even with such crazy vehicles coming to the game, it will not solve the issues because they are artificially nerfed before they come out. And I agree with many community members that this is a huge issue and needs to be solved right away. The fact that the next update itself is just covered in stuff that people will never touch and just not care about. Stuff such as massive ships that only maybe 1% will care about, whereas the rest of the update is focused around premiums and focused around many other things that people just do not care about. And I am sat here and I am saying that the part of the game that I play, the part of the game that only matters, is the issue. And the fact that that area of the game is getting torched because of nation bias makes me incredibly sad. I sit here before you today, talking before you today, asking for hope, asking for love and kindness, and hopefully it will grace us when it comes to War Thunder. But as a NATO main, I have not felt that in years. I have not felt that for 10 years. When the Spitfires were overpowered, when the P-51s with their 50 cals were so fun to play. But nowadays, after many years of nerfs into the ground, my nations are worthless. And in the next update, when there was hope, when the kindling was still starting to be lit and the fire was starting to burn once again from the ashes, we have been dashed at the last moment. And all I can say, brothers and sisters, I am sad. I am sad. I'm sad that after many years of War Thunder, it has got to this point. The fact that we are sat here worried about all of this content coming out and all of it being mega nerfed. The fact that we have people who are leaking that the devs just do not care about all of these things. It just hurts me inside. War Thunder is my lifeblood. I've been with this game for 12, 13 years. I've been with this game longer than I've been an adult, longer than many things. And if War Thunder dies, I die too. And I know many of you feel the same way. The fact that only you can exist in the world of War Thunder. The fact that you have foregone many things in your life just to play this game. And the fact that it is spat back in your face. The fact that what ends up happening is it breaks you down mentally. It breaks you down physically. And it tosses you out like an abusive relationship. But sometimes, and some reason, you just keep going back. Over and over again. Because you cannot get away from that 5% of good times. But unfortunately, in the next update, we are not getting that 5%. Instead, it is the gruel. It is the 95% once again. And all I can say, brothers and sisters, stay strong. Stay strong because one day, there will be another day where the AIM-120 was released. You remember that? Wasn't that a fantastic time? How about the Eurofighter just taking over the game like it should, since it is one of the best vehicles in the world? How about when the F-15E got added and everybody just fell to their knees and loved it, as they should, because it's the best vehicle in the world that has ever been produced by any nation? How about when other vehicles were added? even the M60 back in the day, which was able to finally cut through the heavy tanks of the Soviet horde, which had been annihilating the game for many days. Remember that hope, because with that hope comes solace. With that hope comes relaxation. And if you hold on to it, you will be fine. But I understand how easy it is to be taken over by the rest, to look at the nerfs on the SAMs, to look at the nerfs to other NATO vehicles, to see the buffs on the KH-38s and going, why? Why have you done this to me? Why have you personally destroyed me? You might as well have tied the rope while I sit on this chair. But don't worry, it will get better. This was a rendition of my thought process when it comes to many of the kind of conversations that are going on in War Thunder once again. Generally, you know, at the end of the day, this content isn't even out yet. I get getting enraged, okay? I get it, right? I understand getting enraged about bug reports not going your way, and also people just, you know, talking random crap, let's be honest, about general things. But for me, I think it's at least best to wait until the stuff is out. We've got a real problem at the moment, and I talked about it yesterday. We just have a set of people right now in the game who are getting annoyed at content that isn't even released yet because of perceived reasons and perceived, basically, negatives about when it comes out. I would just like to remind you about all the things that were fixed when things came out into the game. The Panzerhaubitze is a fantastic example of this. The Panzerhaubitze on the dev server was horrific. It was nowhere near what it was supposed to be in real life. Same with the VT5. Both of them came to the game. The VT5 was pretty much finished. Of course, there were some people who weren't happy with it, but I think in general it did pretty good. But then the Panzerhaubitze, it took a few days to get it right. And that's the thing. It took about maybe 3 or 4 updates in the first week of the game being live for the Panzerhaubitze to be ready to go. Now, hopefully, when it comes to the other areas of the game that are coming out this update, hopefully that happens. I like to live in optimism. I'm generally an optimistic person. I know a lot of people aren't, but man, you can already see the storms brewing. July is going to be a very interesting month for War Thunder, and hopefully it can just kind of relax and people on social media can just kind of chill a little bit. Whether that happens or not, I mean, we'll see, right? Like, at the end of the day, anything is generally possible. So, as always, thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure making this content over the years, and we will continue to do so. Look after yourselves. Peace be with you. Bye-bye. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Warthunder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.